So the trail here, it does a 4-mile loop, and at the halfway point there's a spur trail that goes off and goes up to this peninsula out to where the campground is at. The trail is like super easy. The only part that's at all difficult is right here where it spurs off the main trail. There's a little bit of a hill there that's pretty steep, but it's pretty short. Overall, I would classify this as like a very easy hike. So I picked up this teardrop thermometer. I got it off of Garage Grown Gear. I thought it would be a good thing to have because it'll record the high and low temperature in a 24-hour period, and I think it'll be good to know exactly, what the limits of my gear is. I've got my gear dialed in pretty good, but I think this will help me really, decide just what to take on what trips. Speaking of that, I've also got my Flextail tiny pump. They've got the new Pump Zero out now. It's a little bit smaller and lighter. I don't know that I'd spend the 40 or 50 bucks, whatever it costs to save just a few ounces, but it's quieter. This one's kind of noisy. But I don't use it very much. It's only on for a few minutes. Once the pad's inflated, and that's that, then it's off. Although the Zero pump doesn't have a light, where this one's got a light, so you can hang it up like a lantern inside your tent. And speaking of lights, I got my Big Agnes Mountain Glow lights, little string lights. Only thing I don't like about them is they use AAA batteries. I wish it had an internal battery that you just kind of USB plugged and charged, but they're pretty cool. I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up here in the daytime, but you can set them to blink, or you can set them solid, and they're green and blue. They don't really serve any functional purpose, so I guess they're unnecessary weight, but they don't weigh very much. And speaking of Big Agnes, I not only do I have the lights, but my sleeping bag, my sleeping pad, and my camp chair are all Big Agnes. I really like Big Agnes. They're, to me, they seem to be a good balance between comfort and weight. Sometimes this ultralight gear, you really sacrifice some comfort in order to save some ounces. And it depends on what you're doing. I'm mostly a weekend warrior. If I were going to attempt a through hike or something, then I'd be counting every ounce. But I try to balance it out and try to find stuff that I feel actually comfortable once I get to camp. And that's why I carry a bear can instead of a Ursack. Besides, more and more places are requiring the bear canisters now. But I like it because it's pretty much bomb-proof. And speaking of bombs, I'm going to have ramen bomb later tonight, the infamous ramen bomb. And I guess that's About all I got for right now. So I kind of decided last minute to come out here to the lake. The weather forecast was really nice, and I was off tonight, so I thought, I think I'll go. And I almost stayed home. Um, I was tired. I hadn't had much sleep. And then when I got to the trailhead, they were doing some construction at the trailhead, and I thought, gosh, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I should have just stayed home. But now that I'm out here and I'm sitting around the fire, and the weather is just absolutely perfect. Couldn't ask for anything better. So I'm very, very happy I came out here.